The night was supposed to be mine, a culmination of sleepless nights, endless prototypes, and a belief that one day my ideas would change the industry. My father's company was hosting the grand promotion ceremony at an upscale venue, a celebration not just of a title, but of legacy. Tonight, I was to be named Vice President of Innovation, finally stepping into the role I had worked so hard for. But fate had a twisted sense of humor. The ballroom was filled with people shaking my hand, smiling, pretending to care about the years I poured into developing cutting-edge tech patents that would revolutionize our business. Yet, amidst the applause, there was tension, an undercurrent I couldn't place, until I saw her, my wife's mother, Eleanor, the real power behind my wife's family empire. Cold, calculating, always smiling with her lips, never her eyes. She wasn't on the guest list, but she had a way of showing up exactly where she wanted to be. "Come with me, dear," she said, her hand cold as she gripped my arm. I glanced at my wife across the room, but she avoided my gaze. My gut twisted. Eleanor led me to a side lounge, away from the glittering lights and cameras. There, on a mahogany table, lay a stack of papers. "Sign these," she said, her tone as casual as if she were asking me to pass the salt. I scanned the documents. It was a transfer of ownership for every single tech patent I had developed over the years. But what froze me was a beneficiary. Her 10-year-old daughter from a later marriage. "Samantha, what is this?" I asked, my voice barely hiding my disbelief. "Securing my daughter's future," she said, her smile razor-sharp. "She needs these more than you ever will. You're talented, but talent can be replaced." My fist clenched. "You expect me to hand over everything I built? Why would I ever?" Eleanor leaned in, her words venomous. "Because if you don't, that promotion letter they're about to hand you, it will never see daylight." As if to punctuate her threat, she pulled out the official promotion letter from her purse, slowly tearing it in half, the sound slicing through the silence like a blade. "You married into this family, but you're not one of us," she whispered. "My daughter deserves better. Someone who won't embarrass us with his ambitions." That's when it hit me. This wasn't just about patents. It was about control, about cutting me out of a legacy I thought I was building with them. My wife, her mother, the entire facade, it had all been a long con to absorb my work into their empire. While I played the clueless husband, I refused to sign. For the first time in years, I said no to Eleanor. "You'll regret this," she said, leaving the papers on the table like a loaded gun. I returned to the ballroom, my promotion letter now in shreds. My father looked puzzled. The board members exchanged glances, and my wife? She stood next to a man I had never seen before, whispering intimately, her hand resting on his chest. Later that night, the whispers became truths. She wasn't just emotionally distant. She had been seeing him for months, a venture capitalist with deep pockets and shallow morals. Together with Eleanor, they had planned to take my patents, merge companies, and push me out. But betrayal, while painful, also clarifies. That night didn't mark the end of my career. It marked the rebirth of my purpose. With no promotion, no company, and no wife, I started over. I had nothing but my skills, my reputation, and the one thing they couldn't steal, my drive. I founded a small startup, built by people who believed in innovation over power plays. And something extraordinary happened. The industry noticed. Clients who were tired of Eleanor's cutthroat empire started shifting to us. Investors saw the integrity in our work. What started as a quiet rebellion turned into a full-blown movement. Eleanor's conglomerate, it began to fracture. Their innovation dried up because, without theft, they had none. My wife's new relationship became tabloid fodder after his financial scandals came to light. Their empire, once towering and intimidating, crumbled from the inside. 1 year later, I stood on a different stage, this time not as an employee, but as the CEO of the fastest-growing tech firm in the region. Reporters asked about the betrayal, the scandal, the downfall of my former family. I gave them nothing but a smile, because true victory isn't loud. It's steady. It's in every deal that closes, every product that launches, every sleepless night that finally pays off. Eleanor's final attempt to reach out came in the form of a polite, desperate email suggesting a strategic partnership between our companies. I didn't reply. Some messages are best left unanswered. As for the patents, they remain mine, stronger than ever, their value no longer tied to a family name but to a team that respected creation over manipulation. Betrayal doesn't end you. It exposes a chains you didn't realize you were wearing. The night they tried to break me was the night they accidentally set me free. And freedom, once earned, is the sweetest revenge